Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's always nice to be a backbencher, but can I request all the backbenchers to take the front seats, please? It's nicer when you're able to contact the speakers face to face. Come on, everybody at the back. Let's see each one of you interact way better with the speakers here. Let's have all of you in front. We have quite a few empty chairs here, which I don't want to see. And everybody at the networking area, can I please request you to take your seats inside the hall? Lovely, I see movement. Perfect. With that, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed speakers and our valued partners, welcome to the groundbreaking event that promises to unlock the conversion code in the world of WhatsApp performance marketing. We are thrilled to have each one of you here today. Today's event, themed ads that click to work to WhatsApp unlock the conversion code, is presented by 360 Dialogue in collaboration with Meta, WhatsApp, and powered by Your Story. My name is Priyanka Ghai, and it's my pleasure to guide you through the insightful sessions lined up for you today. We have an incredible lineup of speakers and topics tailored to provide you with the latest insights into the world of WhatsApp marketing. Before we dive into the heart of today's event, let's take a moment to express our gratitude to the amazing partners who have made this event possible. On behalf of 360 Dialogue, a big thank you to Meta, WhatsApp, and Your Story for their collaboration and support. A quick reminder, please take a moment to ensure all of your mobile devices are on silent or vibrate mode to avoid any disruptions during the session. In the unlikely event of an emergency, please exit calmly through the designated gates without disturbing the session. If you require any assistance or have any questions throughout the day, don't hesitate to reach out to the dedicated organizers. You can easily spot them wearing the Your Story badge. As you engage in today's event, we kindly request you to share your intriguing insights or any new perspectives that you feel that you should be sharing with the world. Do so on social media using the hashtag #AdsCTWA to contribute to the broader conversation that's happening online. With that, I'm sure the evening cannot start without the two gentlemen giving us a fabulous welcome note. Please join me in welcoming Gerrit, the founder and managing director, 360 Dialogue, and Prateek Mlahotra, India business head, 360 Dialogue, with a loud round of applause, everybody. Come on.
Wow, I'm excited. Thank you very much for coming, and it's for me personally very exciting after tapping like 18 months ago into the WhatsApp performance marketing space to see that there's so much interest on the topic, yeah, I just want to keep myself short, and then thank you very much to all of you for coming. And also thank you very much to Meta, but in specifically Ekta and Arzan, being our compass on the Indian market, which is very different to other markets, but that makes it very exciting for us as a global partner for Meta. And yeah, thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the sessions. I hope you enjoy the insights and the guidance we will share over the next 2 hours. And yeah, thank you very much, and I hand over to Pratik for some organizational topics.
Good evening, friends. I want to extend a very warm welcome to all of you today on behalf of the whole team of 360 Dialogue. It's a pleasure to see so many familiar faces and new ones in the audience, both in person and online. Yes, we are streaming online. You are not just our audience today, you are the driving force behind the future of communication. Each one of you plays a pivotal role in shaping the way we connect and communicate with each other. In a world where WhatsApp communication has become central to our lives, you are the pioneers, the innovators, and the visionaries. You are the ones taking WhatsApp from the Kormanglas, BKCs and cyber hubs of India to the Chickpets, Crawfords and Chandni Chowks of the nation. And that is something, my friends, to be incredibly proud of. Your dedication and creativity are what make this journey so remarkable. You are the reason we are here today, and we are deeply grateful for your support and collaboration. As we gather here, let's celebrate the spirit of endless possibilities with WhatsApp. Together, we are not just witnessing a change, we are driving it. So thank you for being here, thank you for being the part of this incredible community, and thank you for being the driving force behind the future of business communication. Let's make today's event an inspiring and memorable one. Thank you.
For a global and a local welcome, I would expect normally a higher, loud round of applause. Come on, everybody. Louder the applause, the better the energy is on stage. All right, once they've set the tone, I'm sure all of us are really excited to deep dive into what today's session beholds. For one, can I please invite Arzan Singpurwalla, Partnership Lead, WhatsApp for Business Meta, our first speaker, who is a seasoned professional with over 20 years of experience in building and scaling ecosystems partnerships. Please welcome him with a grand applause, everybody. Come on. He's here to enlighten us on the C2WA strategy and why measurement is the key to success. Over to you, Arzan. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, and thank you everyone for taking out time on a busy Friday evening to listen to boring presentations and slides. Anyway, my name is Arzan. I lead business messaging partnerships for Meta, for India. And over the next maybe 15 minutes or so, I'm going to speak a little bit about how are we thinking about this business? Why do you think this entire industry is so exciting? And what does it mean for you as partners and businesses to really monetize and capitalize on this opportunity? Sorry about that. Yeah, so we're going to understand a little bit about what the business messaging platform on WhatsApp is all about. Why is it important to think about ads when you also think about WhatsApp and not just in isolation for business messaging? And we're going to go through some very powerful use cases and studies of brands across various industries in terms of how they've seen phenomenal ROI or reduction in costs when it comes to implementing some of these technologies for their platforms. Now, if you look at this, a lot of figures on stage, but this is data as of about maybe 6 months ago. But if you look at the total digital ad spend in India for this year itself is close to about $10 billion, and it's growing. So if you take the entire advertising industry, which includes print, TV, or the physical forms of ads, you take all that out, 10 billion is what advertisers spend on digital. A big part of that, of course, goes to the two biggest digital advertising services, which is Meta and Google. So, of course, a very large part comes to us. And this industry is growing. So what do we really need to do to grab a part of this, to grab a big pie of this highly growing and profitable industry? The entire SMS market is a $1 billion market per year in terms of the quantum of SMS that businesses send to users in terms of engagement. But how effective are they really, and how much conversion do they really drive is what we need to ask. The number of e-com transactions that are likely to happen in this country in the next 3 years is estimated to be 24 billion per year. So every business, every marketer who wants to reach out to their audiences is either building an app or a website or thinking of new innovative channels by which they can increase or augment their reach to the right consumer audiences. And the number of daily conversations per day that is likely to happen by 2025 is close to 350 million. So let's just break it up in parts. Let's just first talk about ads that click to message. Why is it a very important and exciting part of the entire business messaging industry? And how can businesses, build discovery and build a top of funnel engagement to get to their desired outcomes? So what we saw, the 10 billion, is expected to double in the next 5 years. Right? So this industry is really growing organically. The number of merchants who will sell products online by 2028 is 7 million. 7 million businesses. And the potential click-to-message opportunity by 2028 is going to be $2 billion only in India. That's almost like 17,000 crores. Now, when any business wants to engage with their consumers and their audiences, the most easiest way to do that is by messaging. And the reason for that is audiences prefer to engage with a business with whom they can message asynchronously, rather than businesses, of course, calling them over a phone or sending an email where, you will almost never take a telecaller's call in the middle of work, or you'll almost never read an email which comes from a marketer. It'll probably move to junk. But if you are engaging with a business using WhatsApp as a business platform, you have the liberty and the choice to engage with them when you choose to. You can initiate a conversation and you can choose to take it forward whenever you have time or whenever you have the inclination, and the business will respond to you within that 24-hour period. You're not paying anything extra. You're just getting a very personalized experience basis how you choose to engage with the business. Now, business messaging on WhatsApp is definitely a sizable big market. We all worked with brands to make sure that they build meaningful consumer journeys on WhatsApp. But WhatsApp as a platform is used to engage with existing audiences which businesses typically use for. It's not really meant to discover or build new clients. If you want to discover new audiences or build for new customers to come to you, the most effective way to do it is by ads that click to WhatsApp. Now, what we mean by that is the entire ad industry and the messaging industry is kind of coming together. The total business potential from ads that just click to WhatsApp is 3 times more than the business potential of simply business messaging on WhatsApp. So by 2025, we expect this to be a $1 billion business only in India, only for Meta, for WhatsApp, including the ads that click to WhatsApp. About 500 million on paid messaging and about 500 million through ads that click to WhatsApp. So ads that click to WhatsApp are becoming an extremely meaningful and very profitable means for both marketers and businesses to be able to reach to the consumers in a very meaningful way. In a recent survey, we saw that customers who implemented both ads that click to WhatsApp as against customers who simply used business messaging as a platform to engage with the audiences, saw a much higher customer retention rates, a much better reduction in cost per message sent, and a much better overall advertising ROI. We'll spend a little bit more in terms of what this means, what metrics are typically used to define conversion and return on ad spend. But at a very high note, there is significant proof that shows that the industry is moving towards not just engaging with their clients on WhatsApp, but also using ads that click to WhatsApp as a means to discover new audiences. So what happens when a business flashes an ad? Let's say I'm a Nike and I have an ad of a new shoe that I've launched, and I'm offering a promotion. And let's say it's flashing on your Instagram story or on your Facebook story or on Instagram reel. If you click to it, the business just discovers your phone number because it will automatically open a thread in WhatsApp. It's discovering a new consumer, that is you, who's genuinely interested in knowing more about the product. Now, they never knew that you existed. They never knew your number. But the moment you clicked on that ad, you are starting a conversation with the business. And when you do that, even if you don't go and buy, the business has captured your number. They can engage with you in multiple ways. They can send you a promotion after 48 hours. Hey, you clicked on our ad. Is there something you can do is there something you're looking for? You added something to cart. Can we help you complete your purchase? Would you like someone from our customer support to speak to you? The engagement is so much more richer and tighter. The customer is almost feeling like he doesn't need to look anywhere else. You don't need to make a phone call. You can just do a transaction seamlessly online when you choose to. So as an organization, we are building an ecosystem where we build the entire ads that click to WhatsApp. At the same time, what we're also doing is we are scaling our paid messaging, which is basically the entire business messaging platform on WhatsApp, where we encourage consumers to look at WhatsApp as a platform across the entire customer sales life cycle, right from sending a marketing message to engaging with your audiences, to facilitate a payment transaction or basically facilitate commerce, to engage with them in terms of customer support, and some of them even use WhatsApp as the channel to enforce and measure metrics on NPS or loyalty. So across the entire spectrum of the sales cycle, at every point, there is a meaningful way in which the business can engage with every single user and get a high ROI out of the platform. Very broadly speaking, if a business is using WhatsApp to engage with a client, there are three very broad use cases that a business can think of. One is, of course, conversational marketing. So let's say you get a message from a Flipkart or a HDFC Bank or a Chroma. Ideally, you are in a position to respond to the message. It will be a marketing message, which means it will either have an advertisement or a promotion or something for you to act on if you're really interested in the brand. Many of them will also have a conversational AI journey, which means you can chat with the bot. The bot can take you through an iteration of multiple options which you may want to explore, either learn new things or think of purchase or express interest, or you can just browse through a catalog. But it is meant to make your engagement that much more richer and smoother when you choose to engage with the brand, not when the brand decides to choose to talk to you, like a call or an email. So that is a very big force multiplier. So that is basically marketing messages, and it's the bulk of what businesses use. Marketing can again be done on WhatsApp, and it can also be done on some of our other surfaces like Instagram and Facebook Messenger. But in India, I think the market is predominantly on WhatsApp, because we have over 500 million subscribers who are monthly using WhatsApp. So it's a very big market for India. It's probably the world's biggest market in terms of WhatsApp penetration. The second, like I said, is conversational commerce. So today, brands also give you an option not just to engage with you, but also give you an option to check out seamlessly within the WhatsApp journey itself, which means you don't need to get redirected to an app or a website where there is a 30-40% chance of a drop-off. You have the ability to now complete a transaction natively within the WhatsApp window itself. So let's say, in the same example, if you're browsing, let's say, a Nike shoe, you're really tempted to buy it, you're seeing through the catalog, you have an option to pay now. And now with a web view or an in-app browser, you have the ability to pay using whatever UPI instrument you have on your phone, or if you choose to do it through any other means like a net banking or a debit or credit card, you can do the transaction without jumping out of WhatsApp. The moment a brand takes a consumer to jump out of WhatsApp, there is a 30-40% chance of a funnel drop. Let's say if you're on the road, you're traveling, you're not getting network, and the browser or the app is not opening, you're gone, your journey is over, you may not want to go back again. So brands that actually implement native payments integration with some of these advanced features have very high ROI when it comes to getting users to make a payment. Think of any fintech company, think of any company that has dispersed a loan, think of the way you want to recharge your phone, or a reminder for a SIP, or a reminder for, let's say, an insurance policy premium. You can pay there and then without even having to remember or make a log of what I need to pay when. An electricity bill or a utility bill, everything can be paid on the fly just by one payment reminder. So that is the beauty of conversational commerce, where you can now do it in thread within WhatsApp. And then there is, of course, conversational care. Now this is a very important use case, not very often spoken about, because most people spend their money, most businesses spend their money in conversational messaging, thinking the more I message people, the more they're likely to buy my products. But conversational care is the most impactful and most powerful use case that I think businesses can use to retain their existing users. I'll give you an example. Let's say something gets broken in your home. Let's say a Samsung microwave. You won't even know what to do, who to call. Assuming it's 3 or 4 years old, you'll probably go and search for a toll-free number online, and you'll spend about 5 or 7 minutes trying to navigate through menus to try and speak to someone. You won't even have your bill number, or you won't even know what reference number to give to say, hey, something's not working in my house. As against that, Samsung, I'm just giving you an example because Samsung has built an amazing journey on conversational care on WhatsApp. You open the Samsung number and you type a hi. Assuming it recognizes you by your registered mobile number, I would really encourage you to go through that bot journey and see the ease with which you can log a complaint, regardless of appliance, regardless of which city you are in. Within 20 seconds, you are able to log a complaint, and somebody will call you saying, hey, we got this, when can we come to service your appliance? So imagine the customer delight that you will get by just being able to do this within less than half a minute. Most importantly, you're doing this at a fraction of a rupee. The business is able to service the customer at a fraction of a rupee against the cost of servicing the employee over a toll-free call, which is minimum 12 to 15 rupees per call. When you're calling a toll-free number, a business is spending at least 12 to 15 rupees per call, regardless of where the call lands, where it goes, where it ends, whether it ends in a proper conversion or not. The business is spending that amount of money, which is why every single bank in India today has WhatsApp banking as a way in which they can at least offload 60 to 70% of consumer grievances and complaints by a WhatsApp bot automating and giving them a response. Because the cost of infrastructure for a service industry like banking is so high, the amount of money banks pay for setting up the entire call center infrastructure is so high. This has significantly reduced their cost, and which is why you'll see every single bank, even from public sector banks, Bank of Baroda, State Bank of India, now Bank of India, UBI, Canara Bank, all of them going in terms of engaging with their audiences on WhatsApp. And that is the reason why it is a reality. Now, one very fundamental question many of you may have is why is it that businesses are really moving to WhatsApp to engage with consumers? What is the industry shift that has happened that is getting businesses to think on WhatsApp? So if you think about our country and the way we've evolved digitally over the past 2 decades, when internet became a reality and you had the ability to make a transaction on the internet about 20 years ago, very few people, just 3 or 5 million people actually went and did online transactions. People were even hesitant to go and swipe a debit or a credit card online. And then by early 2010, at the turn of the decade, when iOS and Android and mobile phones became extremely prevalent, every business thought that they should have an app. It became an app-first economy because with the mobile phone, every business thought if I have an app, people will download my app and I can reach out to my audience using apps. Even with that, not more than 40 to 50 million users in India on an average every month were using the biggest of apps. In fact, the biggest of our customers in India, whether it's a Flipkart or an Amazon, they don't have more than 100 or 120 million monthly active users who engage with them. So no more than 100 or 150 million users will actually do a transaction in a month on the app or on the web. Now, as against that, how many people in India are actually using WhatsApp on a monthly basis? It's more than 500 million. So there is an audience there is a delta of at least 300 to 400 million people who are using smartphones. They are on WhatsApp. They're also UPI enabled. They're making UPI payments. They can be addressed in 12 different languages. WhatsApp can be customized in 12 different languages to make it hyper-personalized. But they're just not able to engage with those audiences because they don't know how to. Their upper limit is only 150 million people. And even with that, there is now an app fatigue. How many people are really using all the apps that are there on their phones? There is and remembering passwords, usernames for every app. There is an app fatigue. So businesses are now realizing that they can convert and engage with the consumers the fastest and the best way if they target them at a place where they spend the most amount of their time. And they are spending most amount of their time today on WhatsApp. Because consumers like you and me are spending on an average 1.5 to 2 hours a day in India only looking at our WhatsApps. And that is why people are building sophisticated, personalized journeys to retain and nurture these audiences, which is giving them extremely high returns on their investments on our business messaging platform. Right? So these messages are true. It is factual. There are 2 billion active monthly users globally who send more than 100 million messages a day. And 175 million people communicate with WhatsApp with a business account every single day. A big part of this is from India. And the way we do it is we do an implementation. So we are an almost 100% partner first organization. So we partner with top solution providers or business solution providers or BSPs as we call them, like 360 Dialogue, who will integrate with a business's backend system, whether it's your CRM, whether it's your CDP, any platforms, integrate it seamlessly and enable your business to give a seamless experience to their audiences and to their consumers. Very broadly speaking, when you're chatting with a business on WhatsApp, you will see two kinds of conversations. One is when a business sends you, it's called a business initiated message. And in the earlier example of Samsung, the user has an option of sending a message, like you can type a hi, and then a bot will greet you with multiple options. What can you do? What can you not do? Etc. So there are two broad categories of conversations. Each conversation is a 24-hour window. So regardless of how many messages you send to and fro, regardless of whether a user or a business initiates it, and the price that you're paying is just for one simple conversation. Okay, now think of that against the tens of SMSs that a business keeps sending you, and there's no way you can even respond back to that. Okay, let's shift gears and move to ads that click to WhatsApp. So WhatsApp as a channel is primarily used to engage a captive cohort of users. It is best work when businesses target audiences who they know are their clients, they've registered, they've given their numbers, they've given a consent, and they're engaging with them to basically increase the lifetime value through those clients. But when you want to discover new audiences, when you want to augment or increase your number of audiences from, let's say, 1 million active to, if I want to make it 1.5 million, the best way to do that, we've seen, is by using ads that click to WhatsApp. And when you're running an ad on any of our surfaces, you have the option to click on them, and it discovers your phone number by opening a thread in your WhatsApp chat window. And then you can build a bot, define whatever journeys you want, take them to the regular business messaging, bot flows on WhatsApp. And there are multiple entry points. You need not remember a business's phone number to be able to send them. Some businesses have QR codes. If you scan a QR code, it will automatically open a WhatsApp window within your phone. Or there are what is known as, there are links or WAMI links, WhatsApp messaging links, where you have an embedded link in a product. If you click, it will open a thread in your WhatsApp. Or it will be on the ad itself. If you go to Facebook or Instagram, there'll be so many ads, and so many of them will have an option say, click here to chat with us. That's how they'll discover your number if you're really interested and start engaging with you. So these are some examples, some visuals that show that there are different entry points, like you can send a message, click here, or you can even scan a QR code to be able to click and send to a message. Okay. Typically, ads that click to WhatsApp are used to fulfill certain very powerful use cases. The biggest, of course, is lead generation, because it helps you build a very active pipeline of users who are really interested to want to know more about your brand. So lead generation is a very powerful use case. And then, of course, if you generate a lead and you engage with the client, your ability to build a funnel, drive sales, and build loyalty is again multifold. These are some examples of some recent wins that we've seen in India. So Auto Capital is a fintech company that disperses loans on microfinance. When they implemented click to WhatsApp ads on our surfaces, they saw a significant 2.5x jump in terms of number of qualified leads that came to them, as against what they were doing otherwise. Also, the cost per qualified lead significantly reduced by almost 60%. So there is significant return on ad spend that a customer sees if they're able to really do this smartly. Another example is car and bike, where a business that is in the business of buying old cars or exchanging cars for new cars. And again, it's an online digital first organization, where they saw a 2x higher lead conversion with ads that click to WhatsApp. So return on your ad spend is phenomenal, because you're getting more leads. Your cost to actually service the lead is dropping by half. So you're obviously getting a much higher return on ad spend, a much better, higher RoAS. Then there is Hair Originals. Again, similar statistics, almost 66% jump in conversion rate compared to a regular lead campaign. See, you can have an ad where if you click, it goes and helps you, fill up a lead form. That's a regular ad on Facebook. But if you weave it into WhatsApp, the engagement with the user is so personalized and it is so conversational. that is what really helps in terms of users wanting to build that intimacy and wanting to engage with the brand. Right, so much better sales figures, much lower input costs. Flipkart, of course, one of our biggest customers, 7x more visitors on their websites when they saw ads that click to WhatsApp, and 3.5x more conversions compared to while not using WhatsApp. So, an organization like Flipkart that genuinely goes and spends so much time in terms of doing marketing science, cohorting, having the right audience, and sending the right message to the right audience, will obviously not go wrong because they've done their homework to know that they will invest in the right tools and the right technology that give them the highest return for the money that they're spending. And finally, I think we have one case from Indonesia where you have consumer electronic brands that used click to WhatsApp ads. These are just some examples. This is not a comprehensive. These are case studies that can be publicly spoken about, which is why we can present it in a public forum. But there are tons of examples of brands that click to WhatsApp and they see effective return on investment. In fact, if you open your own Facebook or Instagram accounts, you'll see a bunch of them where they're offering you that option. Yeah, and finally, one of the largest financial services company in our country, Bajaj Allianz. I mean, who would expect a large financial giant to actually use ads that click to WhatsApp? But it's working beautifully for them. Right? And if it's working for them, it can work for anyone in the banking industry, not just for an e-com or a D2C brand. So regardless of the industry you're in, if you know what audience you are really targeting, you can really, you can really get a maximum bang for your buck by spending the right money on ads that message or ads that click to WhatsApp. So for an insurance company, the biggest use case, the biggest problem that they have is people, when it comes to renewing your insurance premium, they will never renew on time. If it's a low ticket item, they will scout for whoever is the cheapest source of, who is giving me like a 10% lower premium, I will go with that. But if you are smartly engaging with them in a conversation, giving them a seamless checkout menu where you can just pay in one click on your UPI and check out, that is where your ability to reduce your bad debts or defaulters who do not pay premium on time significantly goes away. That is where Bajaj Allianz and even HDFC Ergo have successfully implemented journeys on business messaging on WhatsApp. And Bajaj Allianz in this case has also done it smartly by attracting new audiences that click to WhatsApp. That is all I had to present. If you have any questions, I'm around. Please feel free to ask me. Would love to engage more with you through the rest of the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Arzan, for leaving us on a very, very high note. I'm sure all of you are motivated enough to grow your business through WhatsApp. All right, moving on. Next up, we have a deep dive into unlocking the WhatsApp ecosystem for WhatsApp performance marketing with measurement and signals, for which we have Gerrit, Managing Director and founder of 360 Dialogue, the leading WhatsApp partner for Meta. Can we please have a huge round of applause as Gerrit takes the stage, please?
Before I start, first of all, I have to say I'm always so thrilled when I see these numbers on the performance of WhatsApp use cases, because I'm well aware it's just the beginning. Yeah? It's unoptimized and it's just the beginning, and it's a very nice compass to see that all of us actually in the room that believe in WhatsApp are investing into the right things. And so Arzan was sharing a lot around where Meta is heading and was showing some great examples. And so what I get feedback from most is that, hey, WhatsApp is working for us, but it just feels like it's working. I mean, we see some numbers, obviously, but the larger audience is saying, yeah, it feels like it's working, but no one is really considering measurement, which is a common practice in digital advertising and digital performance marketing as something that is available on WhatsApp. And so 360 Dialogue actually perfect. So we went on a journey together with Meta approximately 18 months ago when we saw some really interesting organic growth on click-to-WhatsApp clients on the platform that somehow these clients are spending like 2 to 4 weeks on click-to-WhatsApp, and then suddenly they just disappear. Shall I just, yeah, like this? Perfect. So suddenly they just disappear. And then we were like, what's happening? And so the most common feedback we got was, yes, it seems to work, but we can't prove. And me as a marketing manager, I can't convince my boss to actually continue spending on click-to-WhatsApp and actually even expanding my budget on WhatsApp. And so just a little bit of background why we actually decided to tap into this very, very exciting journey on the WhatsApp performance marketing side of things. And so we've been working for quite some time, pretty much the last 15 months, on the first independent measurement solution. And so I saw many, many familiar faces, yeah, so that's great, thanks for coming. But the ones who doesn't know us, so we are a launch partner of Meta. So we started 2018. Since then, it was an amazing ride with many, many great partners that accompanied us over the last 5 years, and also many, many clients. Yeah? So we serve more than 40,000 clients across the globe. We are a global partner. India is one of the key markets for us, and so since then we've also been able as a company to build a great team, yeah, of more than 130 people, fully focused on the WhatsApp Business API, or WhatsApp Business, how it's called today. And so, as said, we actually focus on the measurement and signal side of things, because we believe only if we can measure the effectiveness of WhatsApp at scale, we will actually achieve the goals Arzan was sharing. Yeah? So somehow we have to get to these projections, yeah? And one very crucial element we believe is the measurement and signal side of things. And why do I think so? Look at the digital advertising ecosystem. So there you have the Adjust, the apps flyers, the Google Analytics. You have that very crucial element of measurement as a standard of every single digital advertising or digital marketing campaign. On WhatsApp, it's not existing, but we want to change that. So what we recognized is that WhatsApp is very different. So in the digital landscape, in the digital ecosystem, you have a nicely grown ecosystem of technology, you have standards, and you have a common data format. It's event attribute. Yeah? Everyone is working. Yeah? The marketing clouds, the measurement solutions, everyone is using it. And but this doesn't apply to WhatsApp. So in WhatsApp, we have messages, and we have some sort of a waterfall of messages. And the interesting piece about these messages, they provide a lot context. Yeah? I typically like to share the example, thank you for purchasing product XYZ. If I send this sentence to an Adjust or an apps flyer, yeah, then I get an error code. Sorry, I can't read this. Yeah? And so what we have to do is actually, we have to pull the context from this message. And there are two very obvious contexts. It's one, the purchase, which is a purchase event, and there's a product, which could be the attribute. Yeah? So someone has purchased something, and the product XYZ is my attribute. So you need a solution that decodes this text, this message, into a format to, for instance, actually synchronize the data with your legacy systems you have in place, to benchmark the performance of WhatsApp. So this was the key challenge for us. Yeah? So how can we decode a messaging thread that we can actually run analytics on what's happening within a messaging thread, but also, let's face it, WhatsApp shouldn't be a silo. Yeah? So there is a large digital ecosystem, and WhatsApp should integrate, yeah, to actually generate the full power of this channel. And due to the fact that WhatsApp is so different, and no one has really looked at it from a holistic measurement view, there are no standards. So what's actually missing at the moment is actually a standard for measurement and metrics on WhatsApp. And so this is, at least, I explain it to myself, this is one of the reasons why many advertisers still start with click to WhatsApp, but they're not continuing or even actually growing the budgets, which they actually should, because generally speaking, we see quite impressive performance on WhatsApp. And so this is the appetite we see in the ecosystem, in our client base. So that they want to have this data, but they know it's complex, and the majority of solutions out there is just not offering it. And this is actually one of the reasons why we decided, hey, let's build a solution-agnostic, independent measurement solution, so clients actually don't have to change their messaging solution, whether it's an ISV, whether it's a BSP, whether they use something else, a marketing cloud, for their business messaging. So we actually connect to it, and they don't have to change their processes, they don't have to change their tool set, and maybe it sounds very new, but it's just copy-paste, because this is something that is happening in the digital ecosystem anyway. So you have your ad tech company, you're running your marketing, your advertising campaigns, and then you're taking an adjuster and AppsFlyer. And so what I want to do next is I want to show you how we decode a messaging thread, because there is so much insight on a messaging thread when you actually look at it from a funnel perspective. And I just want to show you how we decode it and why it makes sense to look into WhatsApp data and into WhatsApp analytics, because once you understand the funnel, you can derive so interesting activities, actions from the data you are actually collecting. But first of all, I want to just share how we actually, or what's the key features when we look at funnel tracking. And so Arzan also shared that the attribution side of things is very, very important. So as we all know, yes, there's click to WhatsApp, but there are also many other channels how users actually tap into the WhatsApp channel. So there's a lot of own media. So brands have their website, retailers have their stores, etc., etc. And you want to understand, so what's the actual cost per lead, for instance, of my widget that I have on the website. And so therefore, we had a look on the attribution tracking side of things, and how this looks, I'm going to show you in a second. And then I was pretty much talking about this. So the actual funnel tracking. And it's also very important to highlight, it's not about reinventing the wheel for WhatsApp. Funnel tracking is nothing new. And it's not about reinventing funnel tracking for WhatsApp. So it's more about that actually based on the common practices we see in digital advertising, to actually be able to apply them. And therefore, what we have to do is actually we have to decode the WhatsApp messaging thread, and make sure that the context that is highly relevant to define how is my funnel performance, where do I have churn, and so therefore, we invested a lot into making sure that you can analyze any single element of the messaging thread. And I just quickly touched it. So we are big believers, and actually Arzan also kind of underlined this. Business messaging and advertising is merging, and it's just a matter of time how fast it is merging, and it's nothing new to invest into advertising, and it's nothing new especially for the mid to large brands. And so what we believe is this is an integration play. So that means we have to make sure that we actually decode WhatsApp data or WhatsApp measurement into something that can actually synchronize with what is existing. And there's a lot existing. There are ad tech companies, there are martech companies, there are measurement companies. And just to look at the marketing platforms and the measurement platforms specifically, in the end, a marketer that is running digital advertising, out of home, whatever else, and WhatsApp, they want to have a single view. They want to have a single view, and they want to actually understand on the core KPIs of the campaign what's performing best. Where should I actually allocate more budget? Where should I reduce budget? But this is only possible if we synchronize the data from WhatsApp into the existing tool landscape of a brand. So let's look into the journey. Yeah? And I try to illustrate a little bit what you can decode on a messaging thread. And so as you remember, we started with the attribution tracking. And so a typical user journey starts either from your own media, that could be a website, desktop, you show a QR code, then the user is scanning it, and is landing in WhatsApp. Yeah? There's also the click to WhatsApp side of things, where you can actually run media campaigns within Facebook, Instagram, and by a button click, as Arzan just shared, actually the user lands in WhatsApp. But what all these entry points have in common, the user is sending the first message. Or to be very precise, the new user, the first user, yeah, is sending the first message. And this is now happening. So we are now actually started the actual journey in WhatsApp, and this is the first point where we can track. Yeah? So up to the point that the user lands in WhatsApp and the predefined message is in this nice text field, we don't know anything. Yeah? So it's a compliance thingy by Meta. I think this is absolutely right. So only if the user starts the conversation with the brand, we from an analytics perspective can actually start recoding. Yeah? So we know the phone number, we know what's the entry text. Yeah? And this is a very important aspect because what you actually want to do is you want to actually continue the journey with the user contextually. Yeah? So we want to understand whether the user has seen a coupon campaign or has seen a brand campaign or has seen a promotional campaign on a specific product. So it doesn't make sense when you promote a product on WhatsApp and then you ask the user, hey, why are you here? Yeah? So this just doesn't make sense. So we actually want to use the context where the user is coming from, based on the ad, based on the widget, based on which part of the website from a specific product page the user is coming. So this we only can actually do if we know where the user is coming from, if we attribute the user right. And this is how we actually decode it and bring it to a dashboard view. And so what we have is all the entry points, all the sources, we're going to track for you, and we have three categories. We have, I start with the first one, it's very obvious. So the Meta logo, the Meta icon, these are click to WhatsApp campaigns. So you easily find which campaign is a click to WhatsApp campaign. This arrow is your own media campaign. So let's call it the organic traffic, yeah, from your website, from the store, etc. And then there's a third category. I don't have it in this screenshot, but there's a third category, and this is marketing messages. Yeah? So there you will see in the dashboard a nice green WhatsApp icon. Because you want to know if you're running a batch campaign, and Indian brands love batch campaigns, I'm well aware, yeah. And so you want to understand, yeah, what's happening once you have sent the 10,000 marketing messages to your audience. Yeah? How many are clicking? How many are engaging with the content you have in WhatsApp? How many are purchasing? And this is what we display from a source attribution perspective. And I mean, we don't just want to know how many of these users are coming through a specific source. We actually want to go deep. Yeah? We want to look at the values. Yeah? So we want to compare which source is performing better than the other, just to make sure that very early stage we are allocating budgets right. And so in this example, we took 2 click to WhatsApp campaigns, 2 ad sets. And so you can nicely compare them, yeah, down to the cost per lead. And so where do we get the budget from? It's through the synchronization with the ads manager. Yeah? So if you synchronize your ads manager with the 360 360 Dialog WhatsApp analytics tool, then we can actually synchronize the data, everything top of the funnel, budget, impression, clicks. We can actually synchronize that data from the Meta Ads Manager and can display and can actually show you that poster with music bands seems to be having a lower cost per lead. Yeah? And this is a first indicator that it might make sense to invest more money, more budget into poster with music bands. But let's look a little bit deeper. Let's look a little bit deeper into the funnel, the actual mid-funnel. Yeah? I mean, we're still at the point where the conversation with the user has just started. And so we have a commerce experience over here, and it's a company from the ticketing space. And they have two different types of passes that you can purchase. And so the user decides to actually buy the VIP tickets. And so this you want to track. You want to understand how many users are actually interested in one or the other product. But when we look a little bit further down the funnel, actually you get the details, yeah, on what type of products are actually selected how many times. Yeah. But when we now look at the actual transaction, this is a critical path. Yeah? I mean, what Arzan just shared, that native payment is available in India, it's a complete game changer. Yeah? And you should be so happy that this is existing in the Indian market, because there are not many markets that have this native payment experience at the moment. It's Singapore, it's India, and it's Brazil. And I believe once this goes global, we see a completely different dynamic on WhatsApp marketing, on WhatsApp commerce. But and then that's why I have this example over here. Here we actually have the click out. Yeah? But it's on purpose, yeah, that I'm showing this example, because this is one of the most critical challenges marketers have when they use WhatsApp. Because typically, once you do the click out, the trace is lost. The user is lost. Yeah? So you just don't know what's happening on web and app. Is the guy, the girl, purchasing the ticket in web or on app? And this we also have solved. Yeah? So we're, with the integrations, we are supporting on the measurement side of things, for instance, and I'm well aware in India, for instance, we have a very high Google Analytics adoption, but also Shopify, for instance, is highly adopted, where we can actually retrieve the actual transactional data through a single API. We can actually measure, and we are not losing the trace anymore. And even if the purchase is happening outside WhatsApp, we make sure that you track the revenue. Yeah? And this is what in the end counts. Yeah? Only if you can measure what's the revenue of this specific campaign, then we can actually start considering, do we stop the budget because my RoAS is negative, or should I actually increase my budget because the RoAS is very positive? Yeah? And now imagine you're actually synchronizing these performance KPIs into your holistic measurement dashboard, where you can compare it against the digital advertising activities, the out-of-home activities, and you're just recognizing, wow, WhatsApp is outperforming everything. So I might invest way more, yeah, into this channel because it's performing so well. But this is only possible if you actually not losing the trace and actually really making sure that from impression down to the actual transactional event and according values, you are measuring and make it comparable, make it ready for benchmarking. So in a nutshell, and I think also the presentation of Arzan, yeah, was clearly pointing in the right direction. WhatsApp performance marketing is highly strategic for Meta. It should be highly strategic for every marketer that is considering WhatsApp or already running WhatsApp, because though we are in a fully unoptimized ecosystem, we see tremendous results. And it's just the beginning, and as the adoption is increasing, we also see way more great technology around WhatsApp performance marketing. But in the end, it's always coming back only if you collect the data, if you collect the insights, you can feed these tools to actually optimize your WhatsApp marketing campaigns. And I also brought a couple of examples. These numbers are not so impressive than the ones Arzan shared. Nevertheless, it's still great results. And I consciously decided on a couple of examples outside India, because there are already so many great examples from India. So Pés and Dor is one of our clients from Brazil. So they have a premium shoe. It's a retailer, so they sell premium shoes, highly customized shoes. And they decided to use WhatsApp for lead generation and appointment booking. And what they quite quickly recognized with our solution, that the cost per lead is way lower than the cost per lead they are having with other digital advertising activities. And again, this without any optimization. So with our solution, they recognized, hey, we can optimize so many things, like actually having a way more native with buttons and lists and even with flows kind of experience in WhatsApp. They would never ever have known this if they would not have started actually analyzing the funnel in detail. What happened with this client, after they are also optimizing, they decided to shift 75% of their entire digital advertising budget into WhatsApp, because it's performing so well. And you see the numbers down there, the $200,000 per month on click to WhatsApp. They will increase this tremendously because it's working so well on the lead generation side of things. Another good example from the telco space is Vodafone Qatar. So this campaign is actually more than a year old, but I can show it because the client is still running the campaign, because they were so impressed that the click to WhatsApp plus a marketing funnel within WhatsApp actually reduced the cost per lead by 63%. And this is really, really outstanding, especially for an environment like telcos, that led them actually to book with the Meta team a 12-month engagement, and they are still continuing actually investing significantly into click to WhatsApp. And last but not least, the case I was earlier illustrating is this client. And so these folks have, I'm very impressed, a tremendous conversion rate, so an actual purchase. Yeah? Though you saw that earlier, they are linking on web and app. So they do not have the native payment. Yeah? And so we're going to test that in Brazil very soon. But when we started with them, they didn't have native payment, and they're still converting almost 30%, though they're linking the user on a web page or a mobile app. And I think this just gives a very clear indication where we are ending up when fully native experiences for commerce, for lead gen, will be available on WhatsApp. And in the end, when you can track it. And hopefully you got a first inspiring idea on how important measurement on WhatsApp is. Or let me phrase it differently, that WhatsApp Analytics is existing, because this is like 8 out of 10 of the first feedbacks I get. WhatsApp Analytics is existing, okay. And so we're still in a very early stage environment. It's a lot about educating, but hopefully you are a little bit inspired and open for testing, because this is the best way to get started. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Gerrit, for that insightful session and showing us the endless possibilities in the WhatsApp ecosystem. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, we now move towards a fiery fireside chat featuring Gerrit Road and Arzan Singpurwalla to discuss the business, messaging dynamics, and building a robust foundation for C2WA's optimization journey. I'm sure all of you are ready for it. Let's give them a huge round of applause as they take the stage.
Stage with you. Perfect. Yeah, hopefully the first two presentations gave you first indication where the ecosystem is heading, and I think we just touched the surface, and so I'm very, very happy that Arzan was open to answer a couple of more detailed questions. I tried to be not too be detailed, and actually provide a good level of insights on top of what you just have seen in the presentations. And my first question would be, we both agree click to WhatsApp is still early stage. WhatsApp performance marketing is still very early stage. Looking at something like click to Messenger, for instance, in specific regions like Vietnam, and looking at that the product is way more advanced, and also the revenues behind CTM is slightly higher than on WhatsApp. So my first question would be, what can we learn from this? So how can we grow click to WhatsApp even faster than we have seen on click to Messenger?
So clearly, click to Messenger is way ahead in terms of maturity and acceptance in certain markets, like you rightly pointed out. Specifically certain markets in Asia Pacific like Vietnam, Thailand, where the inclination for users to chat with businesses on Messenger and Instagram is far higher. For some reason, in case of India, it's WhatsApp. Now, click to Messenger is actually paving the way for us to learn and see what can we do in terms of getting the right features, understanding the right use cases, and being able to create a product which can fit for WhatsApp. So it is clearly a great means for us to sort of take some of these learnings from these markets and understand how can we use the best of what we've got to adapt it to click to WhatsApp ads. In fact, our CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, recently went on record stating that the engagement from businesses and users on click to Messenger and click to Instagram ads is so high that this year itself we are expecting close to $10 billion only in advertising revenue from these work streams. So it is real, but like you said, we are still scratching the surface. Once we have enough learning, there will be enough innovation for us to launch better tools, better APIs to make it easier for both businesses and partners to table these offerings in the India market.
I'm always talking about the unoptimized ecosystem, and we all know performance marketing is about optimization, and so if you want to run marketing, performance marketing successfully, you have to look at optimization. And how does Meta look at it?
So for every business that spends a certain amount of money on a digital ad, will expect a return on that investment. And in the advertising world, it's defined as a measurement metric called RoAS, or return on ad spend. And to be able to give a better quality of metric of what is the return on ad spend, we enable the same by offering tools called CAPI, or Conversions API, which essentially capture multiple events, or web events, app events, or even physical events of how users engage with the consumer across their surfaces, and table that information back to Meta. Now, when that happens, we know what has really worked for that business or for that ad. So our internal algorithms, our internal AI and ML models will work to optimize that ad and eventually give the business a better reading and a better way to let them know what can they really need to do to be able to get a better footfall or better targeting to the right audiences. So the entire return on ad spend is optimized and spent. It's not like I'm a business, I have a budget of say $1,000 a month, I'm spending it on an ad. I've just clicked, I've gone online, made a click to WhatsApp ad, and that's it. I don't know how that will land. So it's a way of ensuring that the results that you get from what you're spending gets optimized by capturing signals, sending back to us, we enrich it, and we give it back to the business for them or the service provider or the partner to consume it in a meaningful way so that they get better returns for the investments that they're doing. And that's called Conversions API.
Yeah, Conversion API, CAPI is very present, also for us as a partner. And it's very obvious that it's a big bet for Meta, looking at first-party data. So if I got you right, to make the most out of CAPI, you as a brand have to look at measurement. Yeah? So maybe it makes sense to just quickly elaborate a little bit on how important measurement is to make the most out of CAPI from a analytics view, but primarily from an optimization perspective.
Correct. So, like I mentioned earlier, Conversions API, or CAPI as it's very commonly called, is essentially an API that we provide to businesses, and certain partners such as yourselves who have invested in building measurement tools and metrics to enrich the data to be able to give a better measurement metric or dashboard to your businesses for them to really know how well the ad is working or not. Now, so that is essentially what Conversions API does. It's an endpoint which will capture events from different sources and different channels. But what it also essentially does is 2 or 3 things. One is, as a business, you can see the outcomes directly in your ads manager. So if you're a business and you're launching an ad, you go to your Facebook business page, you go to the ads manager from where you can actually launch or manage your ads, and the metrics that come out of your ad after conversion are directly in your ads manager. So you don't really need to think of how much, how many conversations has the ad started. You can even actually get results in terms of what has been the cost per purchase, or what has been the cost, what is the revenue per ad that you're actually generating in terms of actual return on ad spend. So this data is readily available to a business through Conversions API. The second is it's a single source of data integration. So if a business is, let's say, having an ad on Facebook, on Instagram, to WhatsApp, they're having it on other third-party websites or even through a physical store, all that data doesn't need to be captured separately. It's a single API entry point. It's a single endpoint through which you can ingest data across all these surfaces and across multiple channels. And so, it just makes life for the business and for the service provider so much more easy, because that data is then enriched, optimized, and then communicated back into the ads manager. And thirdly, it also gives way for partners such as yourselves to be able to build effective measurement metrics. So whatever metrics are available in your ads manager, if as a partner you have the capability to launch Conversions API for your businesses, it can come and sit directly in the partner's dashboard. So as a service provider partner, you have the ability to go and tell your consumers that, hey, all you have to do is come to my platform, click an ad, launch it, my Conversions API will take care of everything, optimize the ad, and within the ads manager, you will see directly what the RoAS is. So it's as simple as ABC, and you don't really need to think about or worry about what you're spending. You will know whether you're spending money on the right channel or not, because the Conversions API will help you to optimize for conversions and help you to land the ad where it is supposed to.
Now a tricky question. So you are leading the business messaging partner team at Meta for quite some time, and
not quite some time, just 2 years.
Okay,
but
yeah,
it feels like
you're right.
Yeah,
so
I
know many folks at Meta that are with Meta for 10+ years, but 2 years is also quite some time. Yeah, and so there has been some change. Actually integrating business messaging into the multi-product strategy at Meta, and then actually I liked your picture you were making up around business messaging and advertising are merging. And so my question would be, what's your advice to all these great business messaging solutions to look into the future and plan into the future, knowing that Meta is going into a multi-product strategy around business messaging?
So, first of all, I mean, if I have to give one piece of advice, I would say investing in a platform where measurement is extremely important is a very relevant factor that you need to consider before guiding a business in terms of how do you direct their dollars towards spending on digital ads. So measurement is key. If you invest early in a way where you can directly show attribution through measurement, I think you will be way ahead in the race in years to come. So that is a given. The other is the overall digital market, like some of the figures we saw earlier. It's just humongous and they're exploding. Earlier we thought that, on the back of the pandemic, people were moving from physical to digital ads, so there was a surge in digital ad spend. Then we saw that it kind of came down in early 2022 or 2023. But then again, there is a huge surge. We see the market growing and people just spending, millions of dollars in digital ad spends because there is a reason they're getting the right conversions, they're getting the right optimization for the money that they're spending. So although we think paid messaging and consumer engagement by businesses on WhatsApp is a very big opportunity, for sure. We are completely under-penetrated. We are still touching the surface. My biggest customer, like I said, doesn't go more than 100 or 150 million monthly average users that they touch them digitally, where I have room for at least 400 million more. Business messaging on WhatsApp itself is at a very nascent stage. The very fact that you can discover new audiences on ads that click to WhatsApp is even more nascent, which means there is that much more room for that market to grow. We are planning, at least in India, I can tell you that we want to become a $1 billion business in India, about half on paid messaging and half on ads that click to WhatsApp. And we've also seen that businesses that engage on ads that click to WhatsApp have a significantly better conversation rate as well. So if you're a if you're a digital marketer or if you're an ad tech platform and you're going and speaking to a consumer for ads that click to WhatsApp, your revenue on paid messaging will also organically increase by at least 50 to 60% because he's consuming not just the API for messaging but also the ad to discover new businesses. When it comes together, the total potential market is that much more higher, and that is what we are seeing. Some of our partners, some of our early adopters partners such as yourselves, who are taking that leap of faith and investing early to see this market transition ahead of its time, so that when the time comes, the right businesses will come to the right technology and consume it from your platform.
I'm already coming to my last question, but I want to dig a little bit deeper on this and also taking the opportunity to look a little bit further down the road. I had a very exciting and a very personal conversation with Schrader just a couple of weeks ago, and I did quite a bold statement, and this statement was, in a nutshell, I personally believe that in 3 to 5 years, when we look at digital advertising budgets, WhatsApp gets the highest stake. That was my statement. And so when we look at it from not just from an ads budget perspective, but more from what kind of players do we see in the next couple of years to get there? Yeah, because let's face it, digital advertising budgets are very much allocated. Yeah, with agencies, with large ad tech partners at Meta, and so I'm just wondering how do you look at it in the next 3 to 5 years? So is it that these players will fully adopt on business messaging? Is it that these budgets shift towards business messaging partners? Is there a whole new category of performance marketing platforms for business messaging that is arising? So what's your 5 cents on this?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. Fundamentally, as a business, which is WhatsApp as a channel for businesses to engage with consumers, is in India, it is relatively new. All of us on the team are on an average about doing this for the last 2 years. And the business only exploded at the back of the pandemic when we saw an opportunity to build an API and capitalize, and then businesses started building very rich and meaningful consumer experiences on WhatsApp, and they saw very high adoption because consumers really started engaging with those brands and consuming them. Now, so fundamentally, I agree with you. There is enough and more demand for businesses to actually engage with the consumers on WhatsApp. A very big problem that we are seeing right now, not problem, I would say it's a good challenge to have. How do you service this demand? Now, we have an ecosystem in place which is essentially service providers or partners, so like CPaaS partners or solution builder or chatbot development partners, self-scale solution partners such as yourselves. There is an existing ecosystem in place, but naturally it's not enough. So I think we need to do 2 or 3 things, and I think we are still learning and we are still a little early in that cycle. One is we need to ignite the entire digital marketer ecosystem. Ignite as in, first of all, we need to make them aware of the power of the platform. So one of our biggest challenges is awareness. Most of our business comes from the top 3 or 4 large metro cities. So people in smaller towns or cities are not even aware where they can very smartly monetize using WhatsApp. Also, there's a very large breadth of use cases which can be explored on WhatsApp. Just sometime outside, someone was speaking to me that they've built a WhatsApp app for some temperature control gauge. Whether the temperature goes below a certain point, a notification goes on WhatsApp. Like mission critical, can really help save a great use case. But we are trying to ignite and nurture an ecosystem of anybody who has a solution to come to our platform and just take the API from partners such as yourselves. We have to spend, and we will spend enough and more time. One is to enable and create awareness among the digital marketers. Second is, like you rightly mentioned, the ad companies, the ad partners, the top 5, the next 20, the long tail. There is a very robust ecosystem of ad agencies who control very large consumer budgets. They are slowly getting to know the power of this platform. Earlier it was not. So they, if you're a very big brand like Unilever, you will just give 100 million to your, whoever is your advertising partner, say Dentsu, and say, hey, you decide what is the best way in which I become visible across print, media, TV, online, Google ads, Meta ads. But now they are slowly coming to us to understand the power of the platform and how we can actually give a much better return on ad spend using not just paid messaging, but also ads that click to WhatsApp. And it is a process. They are taking time to understand this, build their own capabilities. Many of them are also very tech savvy, so they want to understand whether they want to do it in-house or whether they want to outsource it to a BSP and just play within their domain of being an ad agency. So we are slowly bringing them up to speed, getting them signed up as an ISV or a tech provider, and let them know that this is what the platform is capable of doing. So fundamentally, I think the biggest lacuna that we have in our GTM today is simple awareness. If they were all aware, they will, without blinking an eyelid, switch a big part of their budgets, at least to test and see what returns they're getting on WhatsApp, before thinking of giving it on brands or other surfaces which give them significantly lesser. So I think it's a learning cycle. We will get there, but in India, the agency partnerships drives about 30% of our revenues. Assuming we touch like 2.5 billion in terms of ads revenue this year, almost 30% of that is touched by the ad agency partners. So it's a very big leg in our GTM, and it's a muscle that we will build over a period of time. So I think it's also, I'm sure many people in our audiences are linked in some way to either an ad agency or an ad tech platform. But just simple awareness of what we can deliver, what we just saw, can actually change the way you think of bringing a much better return to a business using some of our surface, some of our technology which is new. So that would be my 2 cents.
Yeah, I can just confirm what you just said by traveling around the globe, talking to agencies, talking to edtech partners, and it's really about awareness and understanding how impactful WhatsApp can be in the mix. And I also would confirm that they are slowly adopting. It's not something that will happen in the next couple of weeks or months. So it will take, for sure, another 6 to 12 months. Yeah, I'm excited to see these players in the ecosystem and yeah, drive also a whole new category of use cases on WhatsApp. Thank you very much for coming on stage with me and sharing all these valuable insights. And yeah, thanks for the partnership.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Gerrit and Arzan, for that delightful conversation. I'm sure all of you are waiting for the mix to turn up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now moving on to our next session, where we have the next speaker, who is a penultimate speaker. She's the strategic partner manager for WhatsApp for Business Meta in India. With nine years of experience in building products, she will share her insights on how to accelerate growth in WhatsApp ecosystem through new partner programs and initiatives. Please welcome Ekta Agarwal with the loudest round of applause, everybody. Come on.
So, hi everyone, I am Ekta Agarwal, the Strategic Partner Manager. Today I am going to talk about what are the new programs, how each of you in the audience can help us build this WhatsApp ecosystem which we all talked about, how you can help the clients in actually building this click to WhatsApp experience. So the agenda which I am going to cover today is talk mainly about the tech provider or the tech partner program which we have launched, and how each of the partners which are already helping the clients and the businesses to officially partner with Meta and our business solution providers. I'll also talk about what are some of the new launches which WhatsApp has done to make sure that we can build the right journeys for the clients. So coming to the very first thing. First is the understanding of the WhatsApp ecosystem. So there is a consumer app which you and me use to talk to the parents, friends, relatives. The second one is the small and medium business app. If you go to the App Store or Google Store, you can find this app. You can download it for free. And if you are starting your business and it's your day one, we recommend using this app. But if you want to scale, in that case, you have to use our business platform. And today, I'm going to speak more about how you can utilize this business platform and the new programs which we are launching. So the WhatsApp business platform, as I mentioned earlier, is for you to use to scale. If you want to reach to the customers at scale and use some of our advanced features on WhatsApp, in that case, you have to use a WhatsApp business platform. We all know that, and a lot we have spoken about how conversational commerce is important, how conversation is important, and how many users are already there on WhatsApp and want to chat. So it's important for a business to build a business where your customers are, to be present where your customers are, and always design a very, very high quality experience for them. And all these things are possible through the WhatsApp business platform. From the consumer angle, there are various life cycles of a consumer. You start with the awareness, discovery, consideration, and go up to purchase and the re-engagement. I'll just take a very small example. If I launch a new product, what is the whole journey which a business has to follow, right? The first thing is I want to make sure I have a right ads partner or I have a right partner to make my product discoverable. So that's the first kind of a partner. Once I want to set up that ad, I want the creatives to look beautiful, engaging. So I need a creative partner who can develop my content. The second stage is once I click on or a user click on the ad, what will be the journey? So you need a partner who can make a bot, who can build a whole journey which the consumer can experience. Next is now I am interested, I am a user who is interested in buying it. Do I have a logistic partner? Yes. So you want to integrate logistic to it. You want to integrate payment to the journey. And finally, if there is a loyalty program which you are running, you want loyalty program or a BPO to be running your customer support. So there are a lot of partners which you require in the entire journey of a customer. Till now, we had BSPs or the business solution provider doing everything from end to end. But we know there is a requirement or there are different partners who can bring their expertise in the ecosystem and work along with our BSPs, which is why we have launched this tech provider program. In this program, we have added tracks. Now, the BSPs who have a full portfolio, they can still continue to provide those solutions. But if you think, no, I want to focus more on creatives along with my BSP, then as a creative partner, you can tag along with a BSP and become a tech provider to them, and then give your offerings to the final customer. So what is the North Star vision? As I mentioned, there are so many solutions which a consumer would need or a business wants to give it to the consumer. Earlier, there was one option, go to either BSP1, BSP2 or a BSP3. Now with the tech provider program, you can go to the previous options, which is BSP1, BSP2, but you can also go to the new tech provider, which might be, hey, I want to do everything with my logistic partner, and that logistic partner might now be a tech provider, so you can take everything from a logistic partner. You don't need to add a new contract, new agreement, new POCs. Again, that tech provider can always give you everything. And if you want to say that, okay, I am a big enough business, I have a different CRM, I have a different payment partner, different shipping partner, and a different BSP already in place. Can I build an integrated solution? So that option is available. All these other tech providers can come together with the BSP and share the account and give you a very holistic and an integrated solution. So what's the difference? We have been talking, everything has been done by the solution providers, or earlier called the BSPs. So what's the difference between the two? First thing, embedded sign up. I know I'm going very technical, but when you sign up for with a BSP as a client, that is called an embedded sign up. Now, both a tech provider or a BSP can provide an embedded sign up. Earlier, what happened, that if, say, there is a logistic partner who wants to sell the solution, they still have to redirect the business or a client to the embedded sign-up of a BSP. But now that has changed. You don't need to go to a BSP's embedded sign-up. You can create your own embedded sign-up and onboard the client. So that's the major difference. The second part, which I'm coming to, is accessing the cloud API. BSPs can always access the cloud API. But now, the tech providers have two options. Either they can directly access the cloud API, which is via Meta, or they can use, like previously, they can use the business BSP's API to send or receive the messages. Coming to the third point on the billing. So there are two parts to the billing. I'll talk about the first and I'll capture the details in the next section. So the credit line which is there, BSPs do have a Meta credit line, and they can directly bill the clients and give the money to Meta. But what if there is a tech provider? In that, you have two cases. Either you can share the BSP's credit line, or you can get the client to bill directly to Meta. So these are the only two options which are there with tech providers. Last but not the least, I'll not cover everything, but the last option which is very important is benefits. So how? So there are all BSPs which are based on different tiers and they are eligible for benefits. But now the tech providers, there is an eligibility criteria and some conditions through which you can move from a tech provider to a tech partner, and then you become eligible from some of the benefits or programs which we already have. Onboarding, I know it looks very simple on this slide. So I want to capture holistically what's the onboarding piece as a tech provider. First is you have to create a meta app. The second is you have to get a business verification done. Third is you have to create or host an embedded sign up to become a tech provider. And lastly, you have to submit your app for the review to Meta. And once Meta approves it, and that's it. You become a tech provider and you can start onboarding any of the clients or businesses you want. Now that you become a tech provider, you can give your solutions on your own as an individual, or there is an option which we say that you can build joint solutions with your BSPs. And that's where account sharing comes into picture. In case of account sharing, you share the VABAs with a BSP. And in this case, whoever is building the joint solution, it can be initiated by anybody. It could actually be initiated by a BSP or by a tech provider. And whoever is initiating to build this solution, their embedded sign-up will be used. But at the end, you can share the VABA. You can give a joint solution to your final client. Coming to the billing part of tech providers. So there are two pieces to it. A, paying to Meta, and B, how you make the money. So paying to Meta, like I previously mentioned, in case of you are going with a BSP, in that case, BSP's credit line is used and BSP pays directly to the Meta. In case if you're going directly, in that case, the client will have to pay to Meta, and you have to give that option to the client to do the billing. How you make the money? In first case where you are working with BSP, it is between you, BSP, and the client. At an individual client level, you can decide how do you want to do a markup, how do you want to do the subscription, how do you want to make the money. So you can directly take it from the client. In case of direct solution, you can directly do the markup and you can directly take the money from the client with no BSP in between. Now that we know that how you get onboarded as a tech provider and how you build the joint solution, it's important to know how you become a tech partner from a tech provider, and that's when you become eligible for any of the benefits or incentives or the programs which we run. So there are a few steps which you have to follow. Obviously, you have to complete the beta for developer onboarding process. These are very hygiene checks. You have to accept the tech provider agreement. You have to enroll as a Meta business partner. You have these two last conditions. You have to get at least 10 clients through your solution and power 2,500 average daily conversations. And it could be through your joint solution or through directly solution which you have built, but it should be powered via your cloud API. There are two more conditions so you become a tech partner after this. But if you have to leverage the programs, incentives which we have for the tech partner, there are 3 more steps. The first step is you have to sign the Business Messaging Accelerate Program Agreement that is present on the partner portal. The second is you have to opt in or elect to become a tech partner and register yourself. And the third is there is a process of getting onboarded as a supplier. So if you have to get yourself onboarded as a Meta supplier. And after fulfilling these steps, you will be eligible to opt in for any of the Meta programs, incentives, which we have for the tech partner. Going to the benefits. So this is the initial list which has been already announced. There are more coming up, but I want to take you through what are the existing benefits. The first is you will now become eligible to become a badged Meta partner. When I talked to a lot of ISVs earlier in the ecosystem, the problem they said is, hey, nobody believes that I can provide this solution. Can you give me an email? Can you put my name on the website? So this solves for it. Now, once you become a tech partner, there is a partner, meta partner directory where all our BSPs are listed. So now these tech partners can also be listed as a, on the meta partner directory as a meta business partner. You will get access to all the training, all the pitching, sales, product resources, which we have through our partner portal. The third is you will get an early access to the roadmap. A lot of ISVs ask us, hey, what are the betas? What are the alphas which are going to come up? Hey, is this feature even put in the roadmap? We don't know. So now, after becoming a tech partner, you will know what we are going to do in H124. So you become a tech partner and you get access, early access to all the roadmaps which we have. Last but not the least is, like I said, there are few incentive programs which are getting designed. So you will also be eligible to take part on those partner incentive programs. I know this is the most operational question we get in every day. Hey, we have not become, like, what is the support channel? So just for everyone's sake, so there are 3 things you can do. First is if you are an enterprise developer, just like a solution partner, you have an access to directly create a support ticket through direct support. The second one is you have not become a tech provider yet, but you have already done the business verification, which was the second step in onboarding. If you have done that, then you can create a bug report in the platform bug reports. The third is you have not even done the second step and there are some issues which you are facing. In that case, you can create a post in the developer community forum, and there are people like us there who can help us, and there are meta folks as well. There are meta engineers who try to help this community from time to time. So don't think that there are only partners who have the difficulty. There are meta folks as well who are helping the community solve these issues. So you can leverage any of these 3 support channels based upon on what life cycle or what stage you are. Now I've covered like how you become a tech provider to a tech partner and how you get onboarded and build those solutions. There are certain new features which we have launched. So once you become a tech partner, it becomes very important for you to build the right solution for your business. So what are some of the new launches? The first one is the new marketing templates which we have. If you see, there are 4 templates or buttons which we have already launched, which are very, very relevant to convert a user to your consumer or a customer. So the first one is the coupons. We know we share like this is the sale and here is the coupon code. In general, when somebody shares that message, what I have to do is copy it, paste it in the send message tab, and then extract only the part, at least in iPhone only the part which is the coupon, and then use it somewhere else. Now there is a button where you can just copy the code directly. The second piece is on the carousel. You will have an option to show your products in the form of a carousel. And that's very powerful because sending one image after the other is very tedious job. So you can send that in form of a carousel. The third is the countdown. So creating a FOMO or saying that, hey, it's going to go away always creates that urgency. So now you can say that, hey, you have a buy one, get one offer, but it ends in 5 minutes. So you make a purchase, there is a countdown timer, it's only eligible for 5 minutes. On top of that, there are some people who wants to say that, okay, I was looking at it, but now my meeting has just started, or I have a work, or I've got a call. You can send, or you can set a reminder that, hey, remind me after 1 hour, so that I can go back to this chat and actually use this coupon code. The second one, flows. I think Arzan and Gerrit touched upon it, but earlier what used to happen that if you have to create any journey, there were a lot of moving pieces to it. For example, there were a lot of use cases in which you have to take the customer out of WhatsApp. And in that case, the journey is very broken. So with the help of flows, we have different components through which you can build that whole journey very beautifully within WhatsApp. It is already launched for everyone. So if anybody is already a tech provider or partner, they can use it. These are some of the use cases for the flows which we have. Let me start with lead generation. So lead generation could be like a huge form where you ask one question after other, one question after other. But now through these flow components, it is really easy to open and show the lead generation form and get it filled one step after the other, just like you have it on the forms actually, instead of asking one question after the other. Customer service. So if you can see in this example, it's very easy for a brand to say that, hey, what are your issues? Can you send the details of this issue? And you can do a opt-in and say a yes or a no. You can create so many buttons in this case of customer service. And this makes the journey very advanced. It doesn't feel like I am just typing. Appointment booking. This is one of the very important use case for the service industry. Earlier, if you have to do this, again, most of the things were text-based and not a very visually appealing thing. So in this case, once you use the flow components, it is very, very neat and clean experience for a customer to fill the whole journey and book the appointment with the service industry. Subscription or a get a code. So if you have insurance company in this case and you are looking for details, you can get that and you can actually buy the subscription. Buying the subscription. How is it possible? Earlier, you have to give a Razorpay link or a link, and that link will open in a web browser or mobile browser, and that's when you make a payment. But now that whole journey can be done within WhatsApp. What do I mean by that? Okay, sorry, I don't know why it's not moving. Okay, so how it works is basically you say I want to make a payment, and then it opens and give you all the options. It could be credit card, debit card, UPI, any of them within WhatsApp. You don't leave it, you don't send them a link, you don't open a mobile browser, you stay within WhatsApp, you make the payment, and you are again on WhatsApp chat. So you can tell them, hey, the payment has been done and this is the details for your orders. How there is also a directory, or if you open your phone on WhatsApp, there is WhatsApp Payments Home. So all of our early adopters, if you see, they can actually see if I have booked a metro ticket from Delhi. Previously, I could see that Delhi Metro option, and you can just click on it and start making the payment again. So the very basic problem of, hey, I don't remember what is the number for Delhi Metro, that is getting solved if you integrate with WhatsApp Pay. Okay, so I end the presentation here. Hope it was useful, and a lot of you will start becoming a tech partner and a provider. If you need any help, reach out to all those support channels, and we have already a lot of partners which are there in the ecosystem to help you become and give that solution to the clients. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Ekta, for that detailed session, and I'm sure all of us are ready to be a tech provider and flow with WhatsApp as a tech partner. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, we have the speaker who has over a decade of experience in marketing and advertising. He's here to discuss the impact of GenAI on WhatsApp marketing and its role in shaping the industry. Please welcome Nikesh Ghosh, co-founder and CEO of Chatveda, everybody, with a loud round of applause.
Hello, Bangalore. Hope everyone's having a very power-packed session here. Thank you, Gerrit, Meta 360, for holding such an amazing event to bring all of us close together and to understand where we are headed with this technology. I'm Nikesh Ghosh, the CEO of Chatveda, and today I'm excited to take you on a journey through the evolving landscape of communication and how our bespoke AI chat solutions at Chatveda are playing a pivotal role in shaping the same. From smoke signals to telegrams, from carrier pigeons to emails, and today, now instant messaging apps, or should I say WhatsApp, we have come a long way, right? We have seen the world actually shrink down into the palms of our hand, right? We are standing at the intersection today. We are standing at the intersection of technology and conversation. At Chatveda, we are not just in the business of chat solutions. We would like to see ourselves as architects of automated conversations. Our mission is simple. Our mission is to help businesses navigate these digital ecosystem by providing them with bespoke AI chat solutions. In the last presentations, Gerrit, Ekta, Arzan already covered how you can use business messaging solutions. They told you why metrics are important, why tracking those conversations and understanding the nuances of your conversation with the end customers are very important so that you can get that data and use it and help businesses drive or get more revenue from it. These presentations showcase the dynamic landscape we are navigating in the world of AI and marketing. In the past few months, AI has been a buzzword in memes, in content, in news, and whatnot, right? And many of us have probably pondered the effect of AI in our professional lives as well. It's something we all know about. I don't think it's something that we all understand deeply. But today, we are gonna unravel that mystery, a bit of that mystery, by focusing on one key element, and that is generative AI. Generative AI is a type of artificial intelligence technology that helps us produce different types of content, which includes your text, your images, your audio, video, and even code. Even though the tech isn't something relatively new, the recent advancements in the field have played a critical part in bringing generative AI into the forefront of things, especially the invention of LLMs, the language learning models as we call it, right, which has provided us with the solution in hand. Now, when I talk about generative AI, I cannot not address the major part of it, which is the chat UX. The fundamental way in which GenAI works, right, the magic behind generative AI lies in its interface, which is majorly chat. And the beauty of the chat interface is the simplicity. It is a gateway. It is an access to communicate with a machine. Think about the days when if you wanted to communicate with a computer or a machine. For majority of us, it's a language that it's very foreign to all of us, right? But today, with the invention of generative AI, it's become so in nature to us because it's done through conversation. The chat interface is not just a tool. It bridges a gap. It bridges a gap between us and generative AI and the vast potential it holds. Today, as we explore the wonders of WhatsApp and other chat-based platforms, remember that the simple act of typing a message can do wonders and let us explore the world of creativity and possibilities. It's no longer about the technology. It's about making the technology speak our language. Now, WhatsApp and Gen AI, or generative AI, it's a pairing that goes beyond technology, tapping into the very essence of human connection. WhatsApp being the biggest chat-based platform there is, and Gen AI, which with its technology rooted in a chat interface or as a baseline or text-based models, is a perfect synergy. They speak the same language, the language of conversations. At the heart of the synergy is the ability to take marketing back to its fundamental essence, and that element is conversation. Think about it. What can be more human than a conversation in itself? What can be more human than a conversation itself? It is the foundation of our connections. it's the spark that ignites understanding and the force that builds relationships, right? And now with this newfound pair of WhatsApp and GenAI put together, businesses can have multitudes of conversations, thousands of meaningful conversations at the same time. It's not about the bombarding users with information any longer, but starting a dialogue with them. WhatsApp and generative AI combine to create a space which brands can leverage to have very meaningful conversations and connections with their customers, which goes beyond just transactions. Now, today, as you partners who would use and leverage these systems, you don't train the chatbot on responding, but you start creating or crafting, or you start training the chatbot to craft conversations with those customers. The essence of human connection, right? Human beings thrive on connections. That's all what we look forward for at any place or event wherever we are at, right? And these connections more often than not are forged through conversations. It's the laughter with friends, or a mentor hand-holding you through conversations, or even a loved one sitting next to you and talking to you, giving you a warmth through those conversations that helps us connect with them. Now, consider the last salesperson that would have sold you something, would have convinced you to sell something. More often than not, it wasn't them trying to sell you that particular product. It was more of them having a conversation with you, trying to understand what your needs and desires are, which got you to give them that sale in the first place. Or even if we take let's take an example of a teacher probably would have brought you joy in learning. What made them special? It wasn't their experience of being in the industry for years, but their ability to converse with you and to break down complex ideas and make it simple enough and interesting enough through conversations that you understand that particular topic. And finally, think of that friend who always knows the right words to say, right? What makes them special? It is the knack for meaningful conversations, for understanding and being understood. Generative AI is a tool to bridge that gap between technology and genuine human connections. It is a digital equivalent to having that sales agent or that teacher behind you, or even that friend. By understanding the nuances of conversations, generative AI transforms digital interactions into meaningful dialogues. Here, I am going to showcase a couple of things. Everyone's here. I think we have covered enough numbers today. We have covered enough of data, enough of processes. I'm here to show you the other side of things, where I'm an agency guy, so I want to get creative with how we work with our partners, how we work with Meta in itself, right? So in this particular example, I would be showcasing with you our customer service chatbot, where it can answer to queries, right? It's a text-based system that you would see in this particular example, but could I have the video, please? So as you can see, we still use and navigate through the buttons and all that, but the beauty of it is that the user can anytime jump in there, type in the queries that they have, and the chatbot will respond and give them answers to the queries based on the data sets that we train them on. And this obviously would be based on the data that business would have, right? This is not going to answer if you ask if a recipe for a biryani, if I may, right? It is completely pertaining to the business in itself. Now, the beauty of this is because so we started in 2018, and I'm sorry, 2019, starting building messenger chatbots. And from then, every single time I put the phone in a customer's hand, and this is something that we try out every single day with people. We give them the chatbots. The funny thing is that they are so used to texting and typing into WhatsApp, right? It is ingrained in them. It is so they're so used to it. That's the first method in which like they start typing. They would see the buttons, they would still go ahead and start typing. In that kind of scenario, with the current ecosystem that we have, what usually happens is that there's always a fallback message. or there is nothing, right? The bot doesn't answer, it just breaks. And then the reason why we had a system like that built becomes redundant, if I may. Next example I'm going to showcase to you. When I say generative AI, it's not about creating text. It's not just about responding to customer queries. Even though that's one of the first places where when you say AI, when you talk about AI, that's one of the biggest implementation anybody would think of. Okay, let's automate our customer support. But taking beyond that, generative AI has the capabilities to even understand the nuances of what the content that comes into it, right? Could you just a second? So here, I'm just gonna, this is an example where we are gonna showcase us just bombarding the chatbot with a multitude of data sets. Here I'm talking about a requirement where I'm saying I want a 2 BHK, I want amenity so-and-so, my budget is so-and-so, which usually is either a form or usually is done in a format where we ask them 4 or 5 questions, and that's when you get that data. But the beauty of implementing generative AI solutions into WhatsApp is that in case if someone is actually going to type it down and have that much data given to you in a single message, your chatbot don't miss out on that data, right? Just because you didn't have the provision to segregate that there. Here, as you can see, what the chatbot has done is that it has actually segregated the data in terms of what is the number of BHK that we want, what is the budget the person is looking for, what is the city in which the person is looking to purchase, and also the amenities as well. Now, once the chatbot does this, of course, you are partners, you know how, you're tech partners, you already know how this works. You got to integrate that into one system or the other, at the bare minimum a Google Sheet or a CRM. The chatbot can, so the chatbot can go ahead and at real time, once it segregates the data, transform that, whether it's a CRM or a Google Sheet, it can transfer the data after segmenting that into how many more segments you want. Now, let's now let's bring the magic of WhatsApp and GenAI to life with a real life scenario. We have been all talking about click to WhatsApp ads today. Now, click to WhatsApp ads are one of the best ways you can get people in there today, because everyone's on social media, everyone's on Meta, everyone's on Instagram. We can drive all the traffic into WhatsApp, and like the previous speakers had mentioned, the numbers are great. The RoAS is great. You can get a lead at a much better cost than driving it elsewhere, right? But what happens once they land there, right? What can we do beyond your usual, how do I say, one-to-one conversations or these forms or just lead generation? If you're a brand, from time to time, especially in India, we are in October, November, December, one of the festive seasons, as we call it, one of the best seasons for all e-commerce brands to run their sales. You can use and leverage WhatsApp to get creative. Get creative in terms of you can create marketing campaigns that can be derived inside of WhatsApp, delivered through WhatsApp in itself, and you don't need any other systems for it. You don't need another platform to drive that. So going forward, I'm going to give you 2 examples, 2 demos of marketing campaigns that, remember guys, this is just touching the surface of it, but just to showcase what is the capabilities that GenAI can provide and how pairing GenAI into WhatsApp can deliver great results for you. So the first example is, for example, if you are a brand that that sells sauces and masalas, this is called recipe generator. So what is happening here is that the user is actually clicking a photo of their fridge or the items in their refrigerator, and they're going to send it across. And this is not an edited video, guys. This is a screen recording that we have taken. So once you deliver that, send that image to them, what GenAI does here is that it captures what the elements you have in your fridge, and it'll create a recipe for you. Now, the smartness in it is that if you noticed, in the entire conversation, the plug of that entire brand happens very seamlessly. It's integrated, right? You don't really upsell that product there. What you're saying is that, hey, when you're chopping that thing and like putting it for simmer, add 2 teaspoons of so-and-so, and that's where you plug in the brand. It's so subtle, right? It's an integrated way of marketing. Now, going beyond that, one of the capabilities of GenAI, when implemented rightly, is that it can keep the knowledge and keep the history of, and keep the understanding of the person's uses. So if I'm keeping on asking about, say for example, Indian food, right? I'm South Indian, I'm a Malayali, I love certain type of foods, I love my coconut oil. So if that's something that I'm very much into, the GenAI can retain that and understand that and use that, wherein at a later point of time we can upsell, or even at that time when we are doing that search, the customer using that search, you can give them an offer which I think paired with some of the features that Ekta was showcasing earlier with the timely offers and things like that, I think would do wonders for a brand, right? Now, that's the first example. I'm going to take you to the next one. The second one, we call it bedtime stories. Yeah. So here, what you're going to see is, like I said, GenAI can provide with multiple formats of, or process multiple various formats of media, right? Image, video, visuals, audio, and code. Here what we are showcasing to you is, for example, if you're a parent and that you want to cook up a really quick story where your kid is asking, hey, Papa, I want to hear a story. Now, because these are very imaginative and they all have their own characters, they have their interests and things like that. What you can do here is that you can type in a few details about the interests. Naming, the first thing being the name of your kid. Second thing being interest. So the interest here we are saying is going to say, when the video plays, we will say that it's a unicorn, right? And then we would ask, okay, what is something that Rohan loves to play? And Rohan says, I love playing football. Now we feed this data to generative AI, and what happens later is that generative AI will create a story, keeping those small nuances in mind, and cook up a live story as we go. And the two of that is, there are two formats in which you can consume this. One is that you can actually have an audio of the entire story and have it played to the kid itself. Or you can read it as it's delivered to your WhatsApp. You can see that in a minute, just a second, guys.
Once upon a time, in a magical forest, there was a happy unicorn named Rohan. He loved playing football and making friends laugh. One night, Rohan went on a special adventure through the forest. He saw singing flowers, chatty animals, and a river that looked like gold.
As you can see, this is just, like I said, touching the surface of the entire thing, right? The creativity and the possibilities of bringing together GenAI and WhatsApp are endless. This can be applied regardless of the industry the client is at, regardless of the use case that you have. At every point of view going forward, GenAI can be a great driver for business. Moreover, it's a testament to how WhatsApp and GenAI can revolutionize customer engagement, turning routine transactions into meaningful conversations. As we conclude, remember this scenario is just the tip of the iceberg. The versatility of WhatsApp and GenAI extends beyond all these use cases and industries. Welcome to a future every interaction tells a story. And that's me. Thank you so much, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, Nikesh, for that fantastic glimpse of the future. And to be honest, my favorite was the bedtime stories. Let's now shift our focus to accelerating growth in the WhatsApp ecosystem. Building on our insights, we have with us the co-founder and the head of growth at LimeChat, Aniket Bajpai, who is here to shed light on e-commerce brands how they are improving their return on ad spends through click to WhatsApp. Can we have a round of applause as Aniket takes the stage? Audience, our energy cannot dip that low. Come on, everybody.
Hi guys. Hello everyone. I am the last speaker today, so I'm going to try to keep it very interactive and very exciting for everyone and very actionable as well. So before we start, I wanted to understand how many of you are from ad agencies versus how many of you are from ad agencies? Oh, so some very few hands. And how many of you are from tech providers? Okay, so a lot of people are essentially tech providers, right? So that would give a lot of context. So I am here today to also talk about click to WhatsApp ads, which is the main flavor of the season. And Meta and Gerrit have talked extensively about why it is their focus and how it can actually revolutionize stuff, right? But as tech providers, I'll start by talking about why it is exciting to me as well. And over time, WhatsApp and ads have evolved a lot, and all of us have kept up with it, kept in pace with it, and we are always looking for the next thing which can help differentiate us, differentiate our agency, differentiate our solution versus others, right? And until now, the way WhatsApp has grown, the contribution of WhatsApp to a brand's revenue has kept on growing, but click to WhatsApp ads is something which can completely change the game, right? It can, like Gerrit said, for some brands, it is contributing as much as 75% of their revenue, right? That is where most of their ad spends are going. And that click to WhatsApp ads is that thing which can bring that revolution in WhatsApp commerce, right? It is that thing which can make WhatsApp the #1 revenue channel for a brand. And that is what excites me. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself and about LimeChat as well. So I'm Aniket. I come from a background of AI research. I did AI research actually at IIT Delhi and then at MIT. And then I started LimeChat in 2020, just when the pandemic hit. And I started because when the pandemic hit, everyone was forced to actually shop online, right? You cannot go on a store and shop there physically anymore. So when everyone was forced to shop online, I saw what people were doing around me, and I looked at what my mom was doing, and she actually hated the shopping experience on websites. She could not actually figure out how to add products to cart, how to look at all of that information on a mobile phone, and what she actually preferred was just to open up her WhatsApp, talk to the grocery store nearby, just type in what she wanted, and just have all the stuff appear to her very conveniently and very easily, right? And this is something which all of us do on a daily basis, right? If we want an internet connection, or if we want a repairman to come to our house, if we have their number saved, we just text them on WhatsApp and they come over. But this is something which is not actually happening at a large scale for large brands. And I was just thinking about why is the reason or why this is not happening. And that led me to start LimeChat, that I believed that a lot of commerce, which is actually happening on websites currently, right, which is very hard for most of the people to actually use. This is something which can actually happen on WhatsApp in the future, right? Just as we saw the whole revolution happen in e-commerce, right, where the experience was just so magical compared to the experience buying offline, where you could just go and click and something appears. Right, the experience on WhatsApp can take it one more step further, where you just go on WhatsApp and you just type in what you want, and somebody actually understands this and fulfills it, right? So if you are buying something from a brand that you know, right, instead of just going on Google, searching the brand name, then going to their website, adding those products to cart, doing a checkout process, you can just go to WhatsApp and just type in that, hey, why don't you send me this shampoo? And it just sends you a payment link and you're done, right? So I think experiences of buying can be that magical in the future. So what we do is we just focus on e-commerce, right? So as a company, we focus on one single domain, and our aim is to make the best possible buying experiences there. So it creates this revolution for WhatsApp. And the way to actually scale this up, we realized, is through click to WhatsApp ads. So we were one of the first adopters of click to WhatsApp ads in India. And that is what I'm here to talk about. So we actually work with a lot of leading brands in the country in all domains of e-commerce. But we help them use WhatsApp as a major revenue channel, right? So we help them do WhatsApp commerce, we help them do WhatsApp marketing. But all of this still contributes 10 to 20% of their revenue. So the next step for us is how can we make WhatsApp the biggest channel for them, right? Even bigger than their website. So there are three things which go into making this possible. And before I go into that, I actually talk to the brands themselves and ask them what is it that is going to excite them, right, to start click to WhatsApp ads. And when I talk to them, I realize that all of them are facing a single problem, that their customer acquisition cost is increasing time and time again. For the last 6 months, it has continuously increased. And the reason is very simple, right? There are lots and lots of competitors coming up for them. So if you are a clothing brand or a beauty brand, a new brand is being born every day, right? You're having tons of competitors every month. All of them are betting for the same ad space. And so if you're taking people, if you're doing the same thing, if you're not innovating, right, your ad cost is going to keep on increasing. So the thing that excites them the most is that they need to do something else. They are going to show the same ads, but they need to think of a different way to convert that audience, right? And click to WhatsApp ads then becomes their biggest bet to actually get the most out of their ads experience. And that is why all of these brands ended up starting with us. Yes. So in the first month itself, we were able to get 10 brands to start click to WhatsApp with us. And we've seen a lot of success over time. We've run click to WhatsApp for more than 25 large brands now. And all of these brands are now very excited. They are looking to scale up in different ways because of the various results that they have seen. And that is what I'm here to talk about. And the main thing which excites us is how this can help us as tech providers and as agencies differentiate our offerings and help these brands innovate and take them to the next step, take them into the WhatsApp revolution, right? So this is the basic concept of click to WhatsApp ads, right? You run an ad on Facebook and Instagram, and instead of taking that person to a website, you take them to their WhatsApp number, right? And the first question, if you explain this to a brand, right, the first question they'll ask you is, why the hell should I take someone to my WhatsApp number when I already have a website, right? And this is something which I'm already doing. So the answer is very simple. When you go to a website, you just don't know who that customer is, right? You don't know how to reach out to them again if they drop off. But if they come to your WhatsApp, you have that person's phone number because they have landed on your WhatsApp. So you actually get to know each and every person who ends up clicking on your ad. And if they don't purchase from you, if they don't register as a lead, you can retarget them, you can call them up, you can get that insight that why did they drop off. You can figure out who are the ones who are interested and not interested. But you have all of that customer data, right? And that is what makes it exciting now. And the possibilities of using that customer data is what is going to unlock the conversions, right, for the brand. So that takes me to the next step, right, of how does the journey look like. Now if I tell you about what we are competing against, right, for the last 10 years or actually even 20 years for now, people have been building websites. And a lot of effort has gone into just building very optimized websites where you can measure each and every metric, where you can really optimize the entire conversion funnel, right? So when somebody takes, people have spent a lot of time and a lot of effort into building that website, and that is why they are taking their users from ads to the website. So you cannot just simply run an ad, take that person to WhatsApp and expect that they will convert and you will get a much better result, right? A lot of effort actually has to go into building the right journey for the customer on WhatsApp. And when you look at the journey on WhatsApp, right, there are 3 parts to that journey. First is when they land from the ad, helping them, there are a lot of users who want to buy directly, so making a very seamless buying journey for that user. That is the first journey, right? Helping answer all of their questions, showing their right products, doing a checkout. That is what goes into the buying journey. Now the second thing which is very unique to WhatsApp is retargeting, right? You have the phone number of each and every person who has landed. So the next step which you have to do is build a retargeting journey. So if they have dropped off, how will the journey look like for them over the next 3 days? And then finally, you have to look at a calling journey, right? Identifying who are the hot leads, who are the people who are interested, when should I reach out to them, how do I convert them, right? And finally, all of these metrics should be visible to the brand on their ads manager, right? It should feel to them very similar to the way their website journey works. So what we do as LimeChat is we help these brands build the most optimized buying journeys on WhatsApp, right? A buying journey, a retargeting journey, a calling journey, so that they can finally achieve their end goal of getting the best RoAS on WhatsApp. Right, so if I will just briefly touch upon how a buying journey looks like. People can come from product ads, in which case we directly show a product, show them the cart, and then help them do a very seamless checkout using the various flows which Meta had showcased. If they come from a catalog ad, we ask them the right questions, right? We understand what products they are interested in, we then showcase those products and then do a checkout. If they come from a user concern based ad, we ask them, right, if somebody is coming for a hair fall concern, right, they are seeing an ad where they're where they are shown how a product can transform their hair fall journey. So they click on the ad. So on WhatsApp, we ask them, hey, what kind of hair goals do you have? What are you looking for? Then we showcase the right products, and then we do the same checkout. Right, so that is how the buying journey looks like. So based on different kinds of ads, right, we help build different kinds of buying journeys. Once you have built that buying journey, you will see a lot of people complete the buying journey, and the rest of the people actually dropping off. So for those people, we help build a complete journey through a complete retargeting flow, where over the next 3 days you are able to retarget them easily on WhatsApp. And finally, if somebody has come to a buying journey, they've clicked on all of the buttons, they've gone in depth, but they have not converted. Right? This is somebody who is a very hot lead, who if you reach out on a call, they're very open to buy. So we help identify those hot leads and help convert them easily through a call as well. So we actually bring all three of these together in the best way, so to unlock the highest RoAS for a brand. And we also help these brands track this entire journey on the ads manager. So in conversations, the way to measure data is very different from a website, right? You need to understand if a person has actually typed that I'm looking for this product, or I have a hair concern, or if he has added it to a cart, or if he has gone into a checkout. So we are able to kind of capture and measure all of these events and then send them easily to Meta. So on the ads manager itself, you are able to see the entire WhatsApp funnel in the same way that you are able to see for a website buying journey. So together with all of these 4 things coming together, right, a brand can kind of build a full-fledged buying journey on WhatsApp and also see those analytics very easily on their ads manager. And if I talk about the results, right, we have run various different kinds of ads. We have run conversion-based ads as well as engagement-based ads. And overall, where we, after a lot of effort into optimizing the buying journey and the retargeting journey, we have seen like a 20 to 50% higher RoAS for conversion ads. And this is the most exciting thing for brands, that not only leveraging the phone numbers which are coming in through the WhatsApp ads, but actually being able to engage them effectively and convert them to RoAS, right? In the same way, right? Like we had heard the bedtime story. Now imagine that you are a brand which sells to kids, and you are able to actually attract a lot of those kids and start that interaction with your brand on WhatsApp, where you actually engage them first, maybe with a bedtime story, and eventually plug your brand into that entire journey, right? So that is something which really helps brands boost up their engagement. So this is the thing which is exciting most of the brands moving forward as well. So brands who have started click to WhatsApp with us still have those ads running. They're increasing their ad spends. They're increasing the share of WhatsApp in their overall revenue, and they are looking to bet heavier on click to WhatsApp ads by having more and more products for this moving forward. So yeah, that is it. That is all about LimeChat and about click to WhatsApp ads. And I would be happy to help any of you like build the right journey and help deliver the best experience and the best ROAS possible for your customers.
If we have any questions for Aniket, we can probably take a call. Aniket, we have one of them.
Yes, please.
My question is about this is a general question, not specific to LimeChat. WhatsApp being a very personal space of the individuals, there could be a challenge in building the solutions and technology. So are you facing this challenge? How are you countering this challenge?
Mm. In terms of click to WhatsApp ads, I feel that the best thing is to actually just observe some behavior which is already happening and try to amplify it. Like if somebody already talks to their grocers or their repairmen on WhatsApp, right, then that is something which can be scaled up. Whereas if someone doesn't do that, and if you just send it out to them as an ad or as a message, that might appear spammy. So that is what we also keep in mind to make things yeah. And the second thing is to keep WhatsApp very conversational, not to keep it as an SMS where it is a very one-sided conversation where you're continuously blasting them with things which they might not be interested in, right? So identifying the right people, having a very interactive messaging, trying to start conversations rather than just blasting information in one way. That is something which is required to maintain the sanctity of WhatsApp.
Providing the user experience, best user experience. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
Hi Aniket, thanks for a wonderful presentation. I'm Nageshwari. We help SaaS firms in Middle East GTM. So how effective it is in Middle East? Do you have any use cases?
I don't have any use cases, but 360 Dialogue, I am aware, works with a lot of Middle East customers. So if I may speak for them, I think they showed a case study with Vodafone in Qatar as well, where they were able to collect a lot of leads and engage a lot of audience through click to WhatsApp. So the fundamentals are still the same because customers there are very active on WhatsApp. They already talk to each other on WhatsApp. They talk to businesses as well on WhatsApp. So we are just amplifying that behavior there with click to WhatsApp ads. Yes, there might be some limitations in the functionality there, definitely. But at the end, people are even with text itself, right? Text itself is a very engaging channel, and people are already using it to talk to businesses and to buy from them, right? So even with after those limitations, it still ends up being a very effective channel.
Aniket, it's not for you, but in generic I am asking. So, when that example of storytelling was shown, right? Don't you think that the bond between the parent and the kid is broken there?
No.
Yeah, obviously, right? So, is it good or is it bad? Is it good or is it bad?
No, I
don't know
have
whether
any idea about this.
I don't have any experience in this ads or something because I am purely into technology based company. We do custom build applications, mobile apps and all. But when I was listening to these technologies and like I felt somewhere we are losing that old connection, like our grandmas used to tell stories to us and we still remember, right? But I don't think this, and we are making addiction for our kids to have mobile all the time. I don't think it's going in a right way. So, right, I am anti to few of the things here. Okay, so yeah.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Raman. It's a question more open actually, so feel free to jump in, 360 Dialogue or Meta as such as well. So today a lot of WhatsApp conversations are between an individual or a business, right? A business API account. I think over time we will also look at various use cases where a lot of group conversations are also happening. So for example, we do see WhatsApp as used as the business processes in the businesses itself, where you're sharing information. Hey, an order has come up. Go ahead, fulfill. Okay, the payment has happened. This is all is happening in a group. So my question broadly is, have we come across, or if Meta is looking at scenarios where we can, this WhatsApp account can become part of a group and is able to respond through AI, or scenarios where you can summarize, here are the open orders, 5 of them, go ahead, fulfill, right? Things like those. So are we looking at group conversations as well? And is Meta looking at that? Any thoughts there? I would like to just know what's happening in the next year or so, yeah.
I can't speak for Meta, but I do remember that Meta actually deprecated groups quite some time ago. But I also know that Meta is working on a new version of groups on the business API. I do not know the details. I know there is in late alpha, early beta coming sometime next year. But I'm with you. Yeah? There are use cases where kind of an interactive community kind of approach on specific topics can make a lot of sense. And so I think we have to wait until Meta as a platform comes with a feature update and around that direction, and then it's really about us making the most out of it from a use case perspective.
All right, thanks. Thank you.
I guess this is the last question. So basically I help enterprises in solving their complex business problem using AI, right? And like with the advent of ChatGPT and all, all the enterprises are expecting the same kind of response on their WhatsApp channel as well. So it's like we have to keep the backend as an LLM and the front end as a WhatsApp bot. But what I see is that most of the enterprises are reluctant in paying on per chat basis or something. Like LLMs are very expensive. So how you are tackling this? And also I would like to ask, like, are you currently profitable or you plan to be profitable in next few years?
Got it.
It's your choice to answer it.
Yeah. So for LLMs, that is definitely a huge a challenge as well as an opportunity, because large companies now, after seeing GPT and after seeing all of their customers use GPT, they expect that kind of service as well. So we actually do provide that as well. We have been one of the first people to integrate GPT into these use cases, and the way to and we have found very innovative ways to actually keep the costs in control. So I guess like companies will have to just innovate to figure out how to tackle those use cases to ensure correctness and to keep the costs in check at the same time. Yeah.
Thank you, Aniket. Thank you so much for that detailed explanation, insightful session, and I am pretty sure all of you are a lot more convinced now that LimeChat can be your dynamic partner for targeted ads. Moving on, this was the last session for today. Speaking session for today. A big thank you to all of our speakers for sharing their valuable insights throughout the day. Now, let's transition into something that was much awaited. That is the award session, ladies and gentlemen. Let's celebrate the achievement and innovation in the WhatsApp performance marketing. It's time to recognize and applaud the outstanding contribution in this dynamic field. I welcome Gerrit back on stage to felicitate the awards with a louder round of applause this time. Come on, everybody.
I just got to know that I have to do this, so I'm freestyling a little bit. Thanks, guys. But more importantly, I hope this event was useful and beneficial for everyone. And thanks so much for joining, and not just our super value partners, thank you to everyone. Yeah? And I really enjoyed it. It was fun, it was insightful, and in the end, though it's surprising for me, I'm really happy to have this little session and actually look or address primarily our value partners that been absolutely crucial to our success in the Indian market, because the Indian market, I said that earlier, is special, yeah. But we always saw that as an opportunity if we understand the market right and do the right business decisions. And so for us, it was after some time very obvious that we want to go a partner first route in this market, because there's so much innovation, so much great technology, and so much go-to-market power that for a company like us that is globally operating, it just doesn't make sense, yeah, to actually try to build some sort of competition into the Indian market. So for us, it was way more interesting to partner up with the greatest technologies in the market and enable them for WhatsApp. And now on the new era for 360 Dialogue, on the WhatsApp performance marketing side by providing analytic solutions and optimization tools. So I think I just get started, yeah. And so let's look at the first awards category, which is the marketing partner of the year. Yes, I'm ready. Oh, that was quick.
How wonderful it gets when you can applaud a lot louder than this. Come on, everybody.
So the screen was quicker than myself. First of all, Aniket and team, yeah. So you represent the team today. Thanks so much for bringing so much innovation, especially on the marketing side of things. And we are very happy to have you on board for great marketing use cases in the D2C space. And I think there's a lot more to come. You know? Thank you. The next category, and maybe just quickly wait before I say a couple of words. Yeah? The next category is the Click to WhatsApp Partner of the Year. And so the Click to WhatsApp Partner of the Year has shown tremendous growth in terms of new clients on Click to WhatsApp, and has generated outstanding results in terms of incremental growth on Click to WhatsApp clients. And I can't see them because they were sitting over there, so hopefully they're still with us. So kudos to
Give them a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, everybody.
the next category. It's a very exciting growth, and it's a special growth that this partner has shown to us, because I personally believe, and looking at or remembering actually the number Arzan was sharing, that there are 75 million SMB businesses in the market, and I know how much clients we have in the SMB space, and this is not even a fraction, yeah, of what is the potential in the Indian market. And this partner has consistently evolved great technologies for the SMB space, and has shown tremendous growth in the
the number of new clients on our platform. And so big kudos too.
There needs to be celebration in the hall. Everybody, come on! Louder round of applause, please.
The last award, so we were talking all the time about scaling the number of accounts, but there's also a currency at Meta, which is called paid messaging revenues. And I remember many conversations with Arzan, you have to grow, you have to grow, you have to grow. Yeah. So we are very happy that we have partners in our ecosystem that have understood to drive growth in terms of number of conversations on the platform, because they actually have understood how to develop clients in terms of use cases, in terms of traffic generation on the platform. And so I'm very happy that I can now award one specific partner that is already very long with us. So Growth Partner of the Year, kudos go to
I promise you dinner after this. Come on, everybody. I need a louder round of applause.
that was my last act. No, actually not, because I'm really looking forward to the last session. I try to improvise. I'm not really knowing what's happening, but yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's what I thought. Yeah. So I want to thank you all again. Thanks for coming. Some of you are locally based. Thanks so much for the folks that were flying in. I hope it was beneficial to all of you, and so we would love to invite you for a little bit of dinner and networking. I think it's happening outside, and just thanks to Arzan and Meta for pushing us, for supporting us, and I wish all of you a great evening, and thanks again for coming. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it myself. Thank you.
My work here is actually done. Gerrit already gave you a hearty send-off. But before I let you all go, I had a huge thank you to give all of you. You've been an incredible audience today. I'm sure all of you took away a lot of insight from these lovely sessions. As we wrap up the formalities, we invite you to a delightful dinner and a networking session. Take this opportunity to connect, share ideas, and build lasting relationships with this dynamic community. Thank you all for being a part of this incredible event. Let's continue to unlock the conversation code together. Enjoy the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.